So Nike finally released their trailer for Caitlin Clark's sneaker. They
At long last, after months of watching Nike stumble with their most valuable star, they've finally delivered something that hits the mark. Caitlin Clark just got the commercial she earned, and the internet is absolutely combusting. The haters, spiraling. The tears, flowing like a busted fire hydrant. The keyboards, melting from rage typing. And the salt. Let's just say the Dead Sea might want to take notes.
I'm pretty sure you have. Nike has released a new Caitlin Clark commercial, and they made it their business to show love and show out for none other than CC. Now, we know fans has definitely been in odds with the company ever since signing Caitlin Clark. A lot of people feel as if they put Caitlin Clark on the back burner. I don't know, man. I'm a Nike fan. I know a lot of people going to disagree with me on this, but I think Nike was strategic with their growth. People could be mad about it or feel whatever way they feel about it. But one thing I can tell you is that I feel as if they were strategic.
Nike just dropped that Kobe-style commercial for Caitlin Clark's new PE sneakers, and it feels like they finally remembered why they signed the most electric player in the game. The woman who willed women's basketball into the spotlight, who packs arenas like she's handing out cash at the door, finally got an ad that matches her fire. And the critics? Oh, they are seething.
And Nike are officially dropping Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever player-exclusive Kobe 5s in just a couple weeks. So this shoe was first seen being worn by Caitlin and was thought to be a colorway made just for her up until just a couple days ago, where Nike's official images of the shoes got leaked and the announcement was made saying that everyone will now have a chance.
Let's talk about what Nike just unleashed, because this isn't just a commercial, it's a declaration. The moment Caitlin Clark sits in that chair, laces up those Kobe 5s, and her eyes shift into those cold, snake-like slits, channeling the full force of the Mamba mentality, Nike is making it crystal clear. This is who runs the league now. The visuals, pristine. The cinematography, next level. The entire vibe screams prestige. This isn't the usual hammer-down treatment women's basketball has endured for decades. This is the spotlight, and Clark standing dead center.
got something for Caitlin. We got Mamba Caitlin. We got Mamba Caitlin. Where is the Mamba Caitlin? There we go. We have the Mamba logo. We have Caitlin on demon time right now. But yeah, it's good to note that they finally announced it as Caitlin's, as a Caitlin logo. Or sorry.
And right on cue, the usual suspects come crawling out of their caves to complain. Why is she getting all this attention? What about the other players? This is too much for a second-year pro. The same worn-out chorus that's been whining since the moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto a W court. But let's be real, they just don't want to face what's obvious. Caitlin Clark is the face of women's basketball. And Nike, they finally had the guts to market her like it.
People felt the type of way, about Caitlin Clark getting these PE shoes. A lot of people felt as if she should have her own signature shoe, which she should. She very should. But guys, I don't think there's any player that got a Kobe PE, bro. Like, do y'all know who Kobe was in the basketball world, bro? I'm just saying, like, Kobe didn't allow, even his family, I'm pretty sure it's not just going to just some anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, other NBA players ain't.
You know what the best part is? Those shoes sold out in 5 minutes. 5. People were posted up on the Nike SNKRS app like it was a Travis Scott drop. The $190 retail, gone before you could even hit refresh. 2 hours later, they were already flipping on eBay for $375. By day's end, StockX had the average price at $365, with some pairs hitting $800. That's not hype. That's not PR spin. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. Real demand, real impact, and receipts to prove it.
These things is some fire. I'm telling you, where there's smoke, there is fire, and these things is hitting so hard. And who got a bot? Who a shoe plug? Because I need 2 pairs. I need one for the sneaker wall, and I need one for my feet, because these things is hitting right here, and no, I don't want to pay $600.
If you're enjoying this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Meanwhile, the critics? Seething. Why? Because Nike finally did what the numbers have been screaming for over a year. Caitlin Clark is the needle mover. She's the reason WNBA viewership just hit its highest levels in 24 years, averaging 657,000 viewers per game. And here's the kicker, 19 of the 22 games that broke 1 million viewers, they featured Caitlyn and the Indiana Fever. She didn't just move the needle, she snapped it off and launched it into orbit. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the one that's had everyone twisted in knots. For months, Nike caught heat for slow-playing Caitlyn while pushing AJA Wilson's signature shoe. And while both deserve shine, fans were wondering when Nike would stop playing politics and start playing smart.
It's finally here. Caitlin Clark sneakers from Nike is finally dropping. She was signed to them last year, and the sneakers is a year late in my opinion, but nonetheless, I'm excited because these sneakers is finally coming out. But what does annoy me a little bit is that this is a collaboration with Kobe. Now, Kobe, respect to Kobe, the legend, rest in peace, great basketball player. But in my opinion, Caitlin Clark is a big enough star and she's creating her own legacy. So I feel like, at least for her first sneaker, it shouldn't be a collaboration with any other player, dead or alive, in my opinion. I feel like Caitlin should have, for her first shoe, had her own original design just for her.
The AJA versus Caitlyn discourse got toxic fast, with people twisting it into everything but what it really was, business. Nike wasn't playing favorites, they were fumbling strategy. Former employees even called them out, including Jordan Rogers, a 15-year Nike vet, who blasted the company for having the biggest needle mover in American sports since Michael Jordan, and somehow deciding to pump the brakes. Then came the peak drama. AJA Wilson revealed she'd known about her Nike deal for 2 years, yet played the victim card when Caitlyn's contract dropped. The tweets, the subtweets, the passive-aggressive jabs, all while sitting on a signature shoe deal she'd been hiding. That wasn't organic outrage. That was manufactured drama. But that's what happens when a player transcends the sport. Suddenly, certain corners of the internet just can't handle the spotlight shifting. Especially when it's earned, not gifted.
21. It is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation. And we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature.
Now, Nike has finally course-corrected, and they are going all in on their biggest asset. That Kobe-inspired commercial? It's not just marketing. It's Nike finally waking up to what they have. Caitlin Clark isn't just another WNBA player to be slotted into the background. She's a cultural force, someone who brings everyone to the table, families, kids, men who never gave women's basketball a chance, casual fans who've now turned diehard. She's not just growing the game, she's expanding the entire universe around it. And that commercial? It didn't feel forced. It felt right. Clark has been wearing Kobe's since college. She's called them her magic shoes, her babies. So when she locked in with that Mamba mentality on screen, it wasn't cosplay, it was a connection. An authentic torch-passing moment between two kindred spirits. The late, great Kobe Bryant would have loved it. The obsessive work ethic. The killer instinct. The way she elevates everyone around her. Caitlyn didn't just earn that spotlight, she embodied it.
The long-awaited, highly anticipated Caitlin Clark player exclusive. Not her signature shoe. Remember, they're not creative enough to think of that. But that should be coming out in a few months as well. But the player exclusive, they're starting to give it the push. This is the rollout. We got a clothing line coming before the holidays. Let's see how many resources Nike puts behind Caitlin Clark now that we're going to start getting some of her merchandise coming out. And fans are...
But here's what really has the haters pressed. Nike is finally treating Caitlyn like the ace she's always been. Not a co-star. Not also featuring. She's the main event. Her signature shoe is reportedly dropping later this year. And let's be real, it's poised to smash every record in women's sports marketing. This isn't just about one athlete, it's a direct challenge to decades of outdated sports marketing norms. For years, women's sports have been sidelined, treated as secondary content. Only 0.4% of total sports sponsorship dollars have historically gone to women's athletics. But now, with Clark front and center, headlining campaigns, anchoring Nike's first Super Bowl ad in nearly 30 years, the paradigm is shifting. That 8-year, $28 million deal? It's already aging like a steal. The most lucrative endorsement ever for a women's basketball player is proving to be a bargain. Because this isn't just about selling shoes, it's about proving, on the biggest stage, that women's basketball isn't just viable. It's valuable. And Nike's bold investment sends a clear message to the market. It's time for other brands to step up or get left behind.